Hello and welcome to the Troy Township inside of Ohio, where we welcome you to the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. And we have the US Grand Prix. It's probably one of the biggest races of the year, always is. Last year we were at Watkins Glen, which arguably I'd say is a better track, but Mid-Ohio isn't much worse. It is a beautiful flowing track in the Ohioan hills. Is Ohio a word? I don't know. But just outside of Lexington, if you want the official address, Troy Township, Marrow County, at 7721 Steve Corners Road, Lexington, Ohio. I'm not going to give you the coordinates. But yeah, we have a great race in store for you today, and we have a great grid, a very mixed up grid to give you. At the back of the grid, it's Zane Maloney, the man who was on pole just 2 weeks ago in the sprint qualifying, albeit not the Grand Prix, but he was still on pole, so to be at the back of the grid isn't amazing, but he didn't set a lap time in his defence. Neither did George Russell, and that is huge for him. Championship contender. How far off? He is second, isn't he? Yes, second by 4 points. That is huge to be right at the back of the grid. Thankfully, though, other qualifying results have gone his way. Lewis Hamilton in 19th place, Bortoleto in 18th place, making his penultimate start of the year. He's replacing Teo Porcher this weekend, whilst he races, well, he'd already raced, he raced yesterday at the 8 hours of Bahrain. I'm not going to spoil how he did, in case you still want to watch it. Albon's, he's got one more drive, by the way, and that's replacing Maloney for the New Zealand Grand Prix, whilst Maloney races in the Sao Paulo Prix. Albon in 17th, Doohan in 16th. I think, to be fair to him, any chance of him winning this championship now are over. He looked in it after the British Grand Prix, but I think now it's just been an awful form since then. He's in 6th place on 90 points, the 12th place and the 19th place, so yeah, he's 36 points off. I think it's now over for him. Norris in 15th, that is a championship lead on 126 points. So, as I was saying, George Russell has gone in his favour because Norris is also near the back, down in 15th place. So, that is pretty big indeed. We've got Stroll 14th, Gasly 13th, Lawson 12th, Ocon 11th, Behrman in 10th. He's third in the championship. He's 14 points off. Very disappointing weekend last week after winning, of course, the German Grand Prix a few weeks before that, and it wasn't last week, it was 2 weeks ago. Drogovic, 9th, decent qualifying for him. The wild card for this weekend, Colton Herta, he's in 8th place, obviously does know the track quite well, driven it before multiple times in IndyCar. Antonelli in 17th place, he could have got pole, but just kept making mistake after mistake. Vesti, the winner 2 weeks ago at Bahrain, back in the Williams. Of course, Antonelli didn't race last time out in Bahrain. Then we got Sonoda, another championship contender, he's in 4th place on 104 points. So, 5th place qualifying for him is very good. And then we have Leclerc in 4th, Verstappen 3rd. Carlos Sainz, the man who's normally right at the back in qualifying, has gone and put it on the front row of the grid. So fair play to the Spaniard. He has done very well there. And then Oscar Piastri is your pole sitter. He's just about in championship contention. He's in 5th place and 102 points. That's 24 points off. As we have got going for the formation lap, it'll be a rolling start today. It's the first time we've seen that this season, I think. Has it been the first time this season? I don't think we had a rolling start yet this season, no. But we do normally have that in the American tracks. And Mosport we didn't. I don't know. I thought we would have had it for Mosport, but apparently not for the Canadian Grand Prix. Yeah, been Watkins Glen. I think the sprint race of Watkins Glen was the last time we had it. But the Grand Prix this time out will be a sprint race. And hopefully it'll be a good one. I mean, it'll be a rolling start, not a sprint race. Idiot. Anyway, let's get some track facts from Mid-Ohio while we're going round. FIA Grade 2 and opened in 1962. Currently hosts the Indy 200 at Mid-Ohio. It has hosted it every year since 2007. Trans Am 1967 to 72, 82, 83, 85 to 94, 97 to 99, 2001 to 2002, 2009, then 2012 to current. Doesn't look like it's holding it next year. Does 2024? I don't know. Motor America 1983 to 2014, then they returned in 2024. And they also do IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge come here for the 4 hours for the solo event. Well, not the solo event, it's the weekend without IMSA. Well, the main IMSA championship. Formerly, TCR World Tour came here in 2024. The actual IMSA Sports Car Championship, the Sports Car Championship in Ohio, 1963 to 68, 72 to 79, 81 to 93, 01 to 02, 04 to 2012, and then 2018 to 2022. NASCAR Xfinity Series came here for the B&L Transport 170 from 2013 to 2019, and from 2020 in 2021 as well. And then they got replaced by the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, the O'Reilly Auto Parts 150 at Mid-Ohio 2022 and 2023. Arca Menard Series came here for the Zinza Smart Coat 150 in 1965 and then 2021 to 2024. Pirelli World Challenge, whatever that is, GT World Challenge America, 1994 to and then 1997 to 99, then 2002 to 2017. The SCCA Runoffs, 1994 to 2005, and then 2016 as well. Grand Am Rolex Sports Car Series 2000 to 2001, then 2003 to 2013, and Kart came here for the Champ Card Grand Prix of Mid-Ohio from 1980 and then 1983 to 2003. We are very close to getting underway. I almost forgot it was a rolling start here. The lap record is 105.26 over Will Power. It's 13 corners and it's 84 laps today, and we are any second now getting underway. And it is green, green, green. And we are going Mid-Ohio. Who can get the better start into turn 1? Carlos Sainz, I think, is going to take the lead. No, he's not. I think I saw a crash further back. Possibly someone's gone wide of the Haas car. Who has gone wide there, hopefully for the championship. It's not Behrman. Sainz has had a poor start. But Verstappen now trying to go after him. And Verstappen leads the US Grand Prix. Piastri down to 2nd place. Leclerc 3rd. Sainz had a horrific start down to 4th place. Has anyone dropped further back? I don't think so. I think we had a clean start into turn 1 despite a Haas going wide. I think they were all safe though. But now Piastri fighting back into turn 4, where we would have loved to have started this race, but unfortunately we couldn't. But Piastri back into lead. Now Leclerc fights back. What a beautiful section of track that is. And Leclerc is going to get into 2nd place. We've got Sainz there, Tsunoda there, and Antonelli there. But Piastri, with the lead. Probably will hold it, coming out to turn and end of lap 1, but the two Red Bulls side by side through the flat out right hander, and are they going to survive it? They just about do. They're still side by side. That's brilliant racing from the two teammates, and I think Tsunoda will get the position, and Verstappen will go from 1st to 4th. No, he won't. Verstappen keeps in 3rd place. It's now Lawson Sainz, well, not Sainz. Sainz is down to 7th place on one lap, now down to 8th place. Okay, what is this camera work? Can we I mean, we're in America, so probably Fox doing it, isn't it? And then he sends on down the inside there on Tsunoda. He's up to 4th place now. Good start from the Italian. Of course, missed the previous race. Norris up to 11th. As Hamilton and Maloney both with brilliant starts. Maloney is 21st. Hamilton 19th. They're up to 14th and 13th respectively. How is Herta doing? Behrman down 7 places. Herta down to 18th. Russell still in 19th place. Something must have happened further back. Ocon's got 3 wing damage. Drugovich is in the pits. Russell's just come out. Herta's just come out. And Oliver Behrman has front wing damage. So drama at Mid-Ohio. Something's happened. And that's 2 championship contenders having to pit. And that is Norris's 2 biggest championship contenders having to pit. That is the best case scenario for the championship leader, with his 2 main championship rivals pretty much out of it. And Ocon still in the pits, by the way, so Ocon will be a lap down. That is his race ruined before it's even started. That's such a shame for him, who has another race just going horrifically. You've got to feel for him, because I mean, it's just unlucky after unlucky. He's had a few podiums this year, and I feel like he'd definitely be up there with Behrman if it wasn't for how just poor his luck has been this year. Hopefully another year at Haas can have it good next year. But of course, the new regs, you never know. As Tsunoda's fighting back on Antonelli, Piastri still leads Charles Leclerc though, and then Verstappen in 3rd. They're kind of starting to calm down a bit. We will get replays of what happened on the opening lap. It must have been something to do with turn 1 that I missed then, because as Antonelli kicks up some grass there, going through Thunder Valley. And round the outside with the carousel. Surely not, he doesn't, and he's going to dip the wheel into the grass, and that will almost let Tsunoda through, but Antonelli barges his way back in. So he remains in 4th place. Now Gasly's all over the back of Tsunoda. Where's Ocon come out? He has come out, I'm assuming, right behind everyone. Well, everyone hasn't pitted at least. I don't know. Now Behrman finally makes it to the pits. There's his teammate there. So Ocon, a long way back. He's a lap down to pretty much the whole field. As we go down towards turn 4. Mid-Ohio, the circuit that normally hosts the IndyCar Independence Day weekend, as Gasly does get past Tsunoda. I don't think I mentioned, did I mention it's 2.258 miles and 2.634 kilometers long, just to be specific. But yeah, Let me get a track back up. Oh, Antonelli's got past Leclerc and Verstappen. When did that happen? Must have missed that. Whoops. They go through turn 1, hasn't got a name. Turn 2 has got a name, he's got the keyhole. And Antonelli, he's going to go for a move into the keyhole as he sends it down inside. Almost, he's got room there. And he's going to end up side by side, but he's not. He's going to have to back out of it. Going down towards turn 3 and then turn 4. A very good overtaking opportunity at the end of the back straight. But going past the IndyCar start finish line, and Antonelli is into the lead of the race, taking him 5 laps to get there. Lap times are just over a minute, by the way, to similar things to what we saw at the Sachsen ring. And I mean, it's similar lap count, so similar distances, I guess. Very short lap here at Mid-Ohio. A lot shorter than Watkins Glen last year. Of course, that race won by Charles Leclerc on the final lap. Are we going to see another move for the lead on the final lap? Who knows? We've still got another 80 odd laps to go. I think we can now get a replay of the start line incident. And I'm getting told to go on board with Colton Herter. So was it him that caused all the damage? The wildcard driver? Quite possibly. Just rewind it a bit. And as they get onto the floor, maybe the rolling start didn't help, but I mean, it's not the best turn one. And he just runs right into the back of Frederick Vesti, outbrakes himself. So that's what happened to him. Also, Drugovich with no front wing as well. And Drugovich qualified really well, so that's a huge shame for him to have damage. Who did he run into the back of? Did he run into the back of Herter? He did. So they just all checked up, really. And then there's one of the Haas cars going wide. Was that Behrman or Ocon? I'm not sure. Has Behrman actually got a front wing here? Let's see Behrman's turn one. Did he go into the back of Drugovich? No, he didn't. So where did Behrman lose the front wing? Oh, it was there. Was it there? No, it wasn't there. Oh. Well, Ocon's making moves for some reason. Don't tell me it's in the back of his own teammate. It's not. Oh, it's in the back of George Russell, who also hasn't got a front wing. So that's what happened to Behrman. And I don't know why he didn't come into the pits there and then, but apparently not. I do want to just point out that if my headset dies any point during this race, I forgot to charge it. So I'm just hoping it doesn't. So where did Russell lose the front wing then? Oh, so that's what happened to Ocon then. Ocon went wide. And then it's a really unsafe rejoin that from Ocon. Incredibly unsafe, and it has ruined Russell's race. So good one, Esteban. And what? So let's go on board with Ocon. Clearly he doesn't like. Why did they go wide? That's what I want to know. He's already been investigated for unsafe rejoin. Did he also outbreak himself? It's this whole melee here. So it's probably to do with that. And then, yeah, just really unsafe rejoin, and he loses his own front wing in the process. So you're in fault, Esteban. And let's go back live. Not sure what lap we'd be on. I just need to give a quick pause and oh, where's Antonelli gone? Down to 7th. While we're watching replays. That's a shame. We get a replay what happened to Antonelli, because maybe something happened to him. Unless he just lost positions. Oh, he's leading here. Let's see. Piastri around the outside. On the exit the back straight. Nope, Antonelli still got the lead, and he goes wide. Antonelli makes contact and then goes onto the grass. Okay, so that's how Anthony does all his positions. Rejoins safely, just about does. And that is what Antonelli does all the positions. Unfortunately for the Italian, so that's his league on. Of course, hasn't won a race in Formula 1 before, was very close on 2 occasions. At the Chinese Grand Prix, the race that had not half points but reduced points, because they couldn't get the race done in time because of the weather. He almost won that, but ended up getting beaten by Teo Porcher in a Sauber. And then the Spanish Grand Prix, he was just about beaten on the line by wildcard driver Mari Boyer. What am I going to do about this dodgy headset then? I mean, I could plug it in while I'm using it. Can I do that? I've got a charger here. Let me see if this works. It'll be annoying, but let's see. Where's the hole? Okay, let me take it off a second. I don't know if that's any better. Where are my AirPods so I can actually test this stream, get the stream up on my phone. Apologies, I'm not really commentating about the race, but I do want to make sure that there are no issues. So, YouTube up. Here we go. Are we working? Yeah, we are. So hopefully this charger works. It's really it's not that awkward. Okay, why are they filming? Can we like? Okay, honestly, Fox Sports, get a grip. And there's a move down the inside from Tsunoda on Pierre Gasly, or was that Gasly on Tsunoda? I'm not too sure, but they're side by side, going down the back straight. We saw a big crash going through this corner in the Indy next race between was it Escanotto Jr. I can't remember for the life of me. It was someone that got dropped like the race after. It was 2 teammates, and it was a huge crash as Antonelli goes wide onto the grass, trying to get past Carlos Sainz. He was, in all fairness, had improved since that awful first few laps. He is still in 6th place. Anthony, I mean, yeah, he's not doing great. It's Leclerc versus Piastri, and the exit of Thunder Valley going into the carousel. How's that going to work out? Through the final 2 corners, and Leclerc will get in front of him, and now Tsunoda's all over the back of him. Gasly trying to get past. Is he going to make a move into turn 1? I don't think he will. But we have the keyhole, and we have turn 4. Going through China Beach in the S's, which has got some brilliant overtaking opportunities. Is that? No, that's not going to be George Russell, is it? I forgot he pitted. Probably an Aston Martin. I always get Aston Martins and Mercedes confused. They look very similar to like as soon as at a certain angle when the lighting's just right. But are we going to see a move from Gasly? No, not quite. Of course, no DRS, unfortunately. I don't think we're going to see DRS for the rest of the season. Hate to say it, but I don't know. Where's next week? Is it Argentina? Yeah, it is. That'd be a good race. First time F1's gone to Argentina since 2023, and they weren't able to broadcast that race, so it'll be a good one. A sprint weekend, of course. Sprint race. The sprint is on the big circuit going around the lake and everything. Antonelli has got past Sainz, so I'm assuming he'll be trying to get past Gasly sooner or later. Antonelli's been rapid so far this weekend, of course, back from his injury at the Bahrain Grand Prix 2 weeks ago, where he had that huge rollover crash in FP1, which he was still racing the sprint, but then come FP2 they ended up pulling him out, and Vesti took over and Vesti won, so that is the car that won the last Grand Prix. So Antonelli is on a charge, and it was very good last week, I mean 2 weeks ago, so yeah, you never know. Kind of good thing. So like sprint races, Tsunoda goes down inside on Piastri, and that's the pole sitter, now out of the podium places. And now Gasly almost trying to get him out of the top 4 as well. Tsunoda gets past him. And now Gasly on the back of him. Antonelli on the back of Gasly. On board of the Italian. That's a decent view, you know. Got the whole top end of the grid fighting. Is he going to go down inside of the carousel? Surely not. There's a slight bit of contact. And that's going to put Antonelli off a little bit. Norris up to 8th. That is huge for the championship. Only 4 points so far. 13 laps taking him to get to 8th place. Think about what he can do for the rest of this first stint. They'll probably be pitting around lap 50-ish, possibly, as that's my best guess. Considering it's a 84 lap race, and they normally go just a bit over halfway mark. Now we're going to see moving to turn 4 by anyone. Not actually sure how close Science is. We are going to see a move from someone. Is I think Max Verstappen. No, it's Snowder and Charles Leclerc to make it a Red Bull 1-2, and it is now a Red Bull 1-2. Piastri now trying to get back past Charles Leclerc and get back into third place, and he does down the inside, going through China Beach. And now through the S's, they're all going to be single file. You can make a move on the exit of the S's, but no one's going to. It's Sainz versus Lawson, I think, the battle going on further back. The two RBs with Lewis Hamilton, the man who started in 90th right behind them. Stroll as well getting involved, and almost contact. Stroll is almost going to get pushed onto the track, barges his way through the 7-time world champion. And now Stroll, I was trying to get past Sainz as well. No, Liam Lawson. No, it's Frederick Vesti. What? How on earth did Stroll... What happened there? Okay, great camera work. Eh? I swear I just saw an RB. Yeah, he's going down the inside on Lawson. Oh, I don't clock. How did I not see him back out at that move? I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Probably missed the overtaking opportunity to turn 1, haven't I? I mean turn 4. Oh, it's still Red Bull 1-2, so I haven't missed much, have I? There we go. All side by side, Gasly and Antonelli. Going up through turn 10. Through Thunder Valley. Who's going to win that battle? It's going to be not Antonelli, because he goes wide and lets Lando Norris past. So, good one there, Kimmy. And up 15 already. This race is flying by. It'll be about just over a minute per lap. I think it's just longer than Bahrain's sprint race. So, yeah, it'll be a quick race though. It will be a quick race. So where is Anthony going now? Decided to trim some grass on the apex of the keyhole. And something tells me that Verstappen is going to try and get back past Oscar Piastri that I didn't even notice made the move, and he's going to do two. No, Piastri gets past Tsunoda in the end, so never mind. And now Verstappen wants his teammate. Tsunoda's won the championship battle, surprise, surprise. But Tsunoda's going to keep second place, and now Leclerc trying to get past Verstappen as well, and he does almost. He'll have the inside line, and Max Verstappen does fight back. And Antonelli wide again. Keep it off the grass, mate. And that's now 6th place for Norris, so I think if he keeps this up, he could be champion for a 2nd year in a row. And, oh, Antonelli's into the wall, and Antonelli is off, and finally, he has made a big mistake, and Antonelli is out of this race, I think. He hit the wall, did he? He's kept going. I don't think he has any damage, thankfully. So, that is very lucky for the Italian. What happened there? He just kept going wide and wide and wide. I think he's just trying to push too much, to be honest. He just massively outbrakes himself. The tyres shouldn't be that worn. And he hits the wall a decent force. So I'm surprised he hasn't got damage from that. But that's Kimi Antonelli's race ruined. Down in 16th place now. I think only behind him are the people that pitted on the opening lap. Unless they manage to catch up. No, they are still behind. Not that far behind though. And he's got a decent amount to catch up. So that's Antonelli out the front running battle then. It's Piastri who leads the two Red Bulls. Follows him. Does he back up the pack a bit to try and let Lando Norris make some overtakes? I know Norris is basically there. Norris can overtake as well as everyone else, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Going through the keyhole. Not really but you can get, if you get a good exit, you can really help to go into turn 4. And then stay side by side through China Beach as Hamilton gets in front of Liam Lawson at the top of the screen. This top 6 though is the lead pack as Tsunoda gets past Piastri and he gets into the lead of the race. And that's a huge 25 points if he can hold on from the Japanese driver. It will majorly, he can at least get in front of Russell and Behrman. It won't be Norris, because Norris is still up here. But Norris all over the back of Pierre Gasly, and he'll probably will make some more moves. And remember, Piastri is also in the championship fight. He's probably the outsider out of the top 5, but you never know. You never know indeed. we have got 2 sprint races in a row. I mean, possibly they still haven't. Why is it doing this? Fox, stop it. It still wasn't 100% confirmed if Brazil will be a sprint race because they didn't announce it. But when they announced the cancellation of the Brazilian and New Zealand sprint races, they said that Brazil might also be cancelled. But we will see what happens. Will Verstappen get past Piastri as well? And he does. And it's back to a Red Bull 1-2. There's now Leclerc trying to go around the outside. Piastri fights back, and I think they're going to stay as they are, though. Yes, they are. And now Sainz down to 10th place. No, that's a huge shame for the Spaniard. Getting it with a one-off. I don't know how he managed to qualify 2nd place, because when isn't he near the back? He got a podium in the Spanish Grand Prix, and apart from that, has been absolutely nowhere all year. And I would say it's the car, as Leclerc gets past Piastri, or tries to get past Piastri. I would say it's the car, but Lawson hasn't been all that bad, I don't think. Lawson's doing pretty well this weekend. He was good in the sprint race at Bahrain, but had that torrid luck in the European season when he just kept having pit lane issue after pit lane issue, and it was horrific for him. It wasn't. It was just getting crashed into in the pit exit on pit entry. I'm just trying to think. One was pit entry. The one was pit exit. The other was pit entry. I think British Grand Prix was pit entry as he goes down the inside on Piastri, on Verstappen, and back into 2nd place as the Australian. And now Leclerc tries to fight back to get into the podium places as well, but he's not going to just yet. Now Gasly trying to go side by side with the monogas driver down the inside through Thunder Valley. He won't have the outside line. He'll back out of it though. I think that's the smartest decision with the nature of this section. And now Norris trying to get past Gasly round the outside through the carousel. Surely it won't work, and it doesn't. As I was saying, British Grand Prix was a pit lane exit incident. Apart from that, Canadian Grand Prix entrance. No, British Snetterton was exit, and then what were the other ones? There's Leclerc down inside of Verstappen, and now he gets to 3rd place off of the Dutchman. Yeah, British Grand Prix was pit lane exit, and then Czechia was entrance, Canada was entrance, Germany was entrance. Now Gasly in front of Leclerc and Verstappen, and Gasly trying to get onto the podium here. And now Leclerc fighting back, the man who won 1 year ago, and Leclerc gets into the grass a bit. Verstappen tries to fight back. Gasly stays in 3rd place. So I need to check my headset in a second because it's still making weird noises despite being on charge. But yeah, Verstappen versus Leclerc, and Verstappen holds on. So 2 seconds. I think I'm gonna have to risk it because, in all fairness, it's on charge. So not much I can do about that. Anyway, they're going to calm down. The whole pack is now caught up, so that is good to see. All that battling has slowed everyone down. It was a really boring weekend of racing last week, so I'm glad that this week was a bit better with the Lamborghini finals, Radical finals. What else do we have? MotoGP, Portuguese Grand Prix was today. Of course, Moto2, Moto3. Sending my best wishes, by the way, to, of course, Jose Antonio Reyes and Noah Duela. I don't know if I pronounced that, I do apologise. But, yeah, of course, that horrible crash at the Malaysian Grand Prix. I apologise for not mentioning it in the Bahrain Grand Prix commentary, I completely missed it. But, of course, on the sighting lap, there was a huge crash, so thankfully they are both okay, though. Well, they're recovering, so I got positive news from that. Porsche Sprint Challenge, Carrera Cup Brazil at Sao Paulo earlier on this weekend, and then we also had Rally Japan happen. Veterans Day to Remembrance over in Virginia, and there was also World Supercross started yesterday at Buenos Aires, so that was nice to see. And of course the Bahrain 8 Hours that Teo Porcher was a part of. Next week, what have we got? You of course have the Argentine Grand Prix, So make sure to watch that. We've got MotoGP final round of the season at Valencia. Nicolo Bulliger in the Ducati is... No, I don't know. I'm not going to spoil today's race. Macau next weekend. That'll be fun. I love Macau. Definitely one of my favourite race weekends of this season. Of course, we've got the Formula Regional World Cup, GT World Cup, TCR World Tour, being linked up with TCR Australia, Chinese Touring Car Championship and TCR Asia there. What else we got? F4 World Cup, Greater Bay Area GT Cup, SRO GT Cup, Macau Road Sport Challenge and the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix over there. Supercars have the Penrite Oil Sandown 500 for the penultimate round of the season, final round of the stupid playoff format. Just as the Konozilic is all I'm going to say there. As Tsunoda gets past Gasly and Verstappen tries to make a move on Oscar Piastri, and I did get that wrong on road bound, I thought so. And Norris as well. Jack Doohan's come out of nowhere. He's up here as well now. Leclerc has also gone in front of someone, and I need to actually focus on what I'm doing. 1-0. Baja 1000, and how to pronounce how to not know how to pronounce that. And then the World Supercross Canadian Grand Prix also next week. But now let's focus on the Grand Prix. It's Piastri from Tsunoda, from Verstappen, from Pierre Gasly, Norris up to 5th place, Doohan in 6th place. I mean, I ruled him out of the championship. If Norris has an issue, then he could be up there. You never know. All it takes is one more Grand Prix win. He's proved he can win this year. You never know, if it rains at Brazil, who knows? He's proved he can be a good wet weather driver. I mean, he's had 2 wet races, one he won. And then Bulgaria, I can't remember. So, yeah. Bulgaria was dominated by Verstappen though, so it kind of made everyone forget about everyone else's performance. As Tsunoda and Verstappen all over the back of each other. Well, they can't really be all over the back of each other, can they? How are the back markers doing? Antonelli, he's got up to the back of the pack. Herta is not too far behind. I say it's the same gap as what Antonelli was to the next car when he went off. That's the gap these two got. Then George Russell right behind, and Drugovich as well, a little bit further back. He's with Oliver Behrman. What's the gap between these two? Yeah, it's pretty big. And Ocon, of course, a lap down, right at the back of the pack. Unfortunately for him, lap 26 of 84, about a quarter of the way through already. Flying by as it normally does, unfortunately. Time does fly when you're having fun, is what they say. And yeah, Tsunoda trying to make a move. Is he into China Beach? No, he's not quite going to be able to. And Norris up to 4th place. Didn't notice that. Silly me. Let me check the football score. Anyway, football's on earlier, but by football I mean NFL. Because why not? Up the Indy Colts is all I'm saying. I mean, yeah, it is US Grand Prix, so got to bring some Americanization into it. We have our America's triple header. The other 2 races being a different continent, I know, but still the Americas. As the F1 parade heads to Buenos Aires next week, the Argentine Grand Prix. Just where Supercross World Championship were this weekend, as Norris trying to get up to 3rd place from where he started, taking us in 27 laps, and he's almost on the podium, which is a very good drive from him. Leclerc dropped off a little bit, I've noticed. Tired. Late one, 7:30 it is currently over in the UK. I think it's the earliest the US Grand Prix started. Of course, 2 o'clock local time. Normally it's 8 p.m. when it was at Kota, but that's Central Time, not Eastern Time like they are here. And Verstappen trying to get past his teammate, and he is going to make a lunge through the S's, but he's going to back out of it. Probably not wanting to cause an accident with his teammate, who's in the title battle, with the cars basically either side of them, one in front and one behind. And with everyone else nowhere near this battle, I'd say keep Snowder where he is. Fend off Norris, and wait until Snowder potentially takes the lead of this race. He's won already this year at Belgium for his first proper win in Formula 1. Don't really think you can call the 2023 Spanish Grand Prix a proper win, but you never know. I mean, in the history books, he's a winner, so yeah, it's Verstappen trying to make a move on Snowder, but not quite able to. I think that win from I don't know. Every single driver that's done every single race in 2023 has won a Grand Prix, and why does this happen all over the back of him? I don't get it. But now Norris versus Gasly further back as well. Can Gasly get in front? Anthony up to 13th place, so he's made up a few positions since going off, which is good to see. Has they been able to catch up to the pack pretty nicely? As we start lap 30, Doohan versus Leclerc is the battle through the carousel. Not sure how that'll end up. I think I just saw Doohan in front. But he should sit up, shouldn't I? As now Verstappen, he's been all over the back of his teammate. I don't get why he's doing this. Really confusing. I mean, when have we ever seen teammates like work together? As Gasly sends it down his head on Norris, and Norris into the lead. I'm gonna say Norris down to 5th, but Norris does fight back through China Beach. Sainz in front of Vesti. Has Antonelli gone off? And Antonelli's in up to 11th. Did I see that correctly? Antonelli, I think it's pulled off one of the moves of all time, possibly. Let's see that. 4 cars into one corner? Surely not. He almost did. He got 3 of them. That is an absolutely unbelievable move. Then tries to get past Sainz as well. That is one move too many, unfortunately. Is he going to get him here, though? He sends it, and he... Oh, he is. That is some brilliant racing from Kimi Antonelli. And he's up to 10th place. That is amazing from the young Italian. And next up is Lewis Hamilton. Anyway, they're still behaving themselves up front. Norris has been overtaken by Charles Leclerc. And Lewis Hamilton, as the Snowder goes for the lead. And it's Lewis Hamilton in 5th place now, not Charles Leclerc. So Leclerc's the one in 9th place, just in front of Antonelli. But Piastri, the pole sitter, has finally been overtaken by Yuki Tsunoda. And now Verstappen will surely be all over the back of Piastri. Maybe Verstappen with some a bit of pressure on Tsunoda to try and make him to make the overtake. Normally pressure results in an off-track excursion. Antonelli, where's Antonelli gone? Has he gone off again? Don't tell me he's gone off again. He has. Down to 17th place. That is such a shame. This time he's not too far back, but what's happened to him this time? He just made one of the overtakes of all time. 4 cars in one corner. Well, in a few corners. And what's happened? He's trying to get past the Alpine. That was aggressive from, I think, Doohan. Could we see a penalty for that? I mean, Antonelli's never there. You could say that's moving under braking, but that's the way the corner flows. I think Antonelli got to assume that Doohan's going to make the move, because he's never alongside. It's not moving under braking, because that's the way the corner flows. I think if he didn't just have turn 5, that'd be a huge penalty for Jack Doohan. But because he isn't moving under braking, he's moving to make the corner. That's why we saw the decision. You know, we need to catch up a few seconds, or a decent amount of seconds. Let me quickly. Can I get to this? There we go. As Piastri is losing a few positions here as we speed up, and now he's been overtaken by Pierre Gasly. He's up to second place. That maybe is under investigation, by the way. He did get 10-second stop go. No, not 10-second stop go. 10-second time penalty for Ocon for the unsafe rejoin earlier on. I think that's a bit lenient, maybe. I don't know. And also, Doohan is under investigation for moving under braking, but I don't think it will be penalised. As Norris now down to 8th place, and they are all over the place. Doohan's got past Sainz. Sainz get back past Doohan. Hamilton's in 6th place. Leclerc in 7th. And Gasly, who hasn't won a race since the 2023 Dubai Grand Prix, season ender for that year. Could he end up getting back in front of Stroll? Someone just kicked up some grass there. But Tsunoda still in the lead of this race and doing well indeed. As all Piastri around the outside, is he going to make it work? He does. That's a brilliant move on Yuki Tsunoda to get into second place. And I didn't even clock that Tsunoda had lost the lead to Gasly. And now Liam Lawson's come out of absolutely nowhere and up to 4th place now. So Leclerc dropped down a bit. Verstappen's dropped down a bit. Why is it doing this? Is it always with Piastri that it does this? I don't know, but yeah, weird. Weird indeed. Is Tsunoda going to try and get back past Piastri into turn 4? He's not going to see. I think he could have made that move. You know, he's close enough to him. And now invite Piastri to go round the outside through turn 5 and into the S's. Piastri will have the lead of the race as Lawson tries to get past Tsunoda as well and get up to the podium positions. I don't think Lawson's had a podium since his win in Japan last year. But he isn't going to get into the podium, and now Hamilton's going to try and get back past him. Round the outside in the exit of Thunder Valley, and he is. And now Lawson's dropped down to 5th place, and Hamilton is a man on a mission currently, trying to get past Tsunoda. Not quite going to be able to though, and he stays in 4th place. I'm assuming that's Hamilton. Him and Leclerc were pretty close to each other earlier, so I just have to assume until it says at the top which Ferrari's which. So we are very close now to the halfway point of this race. It is Hamilton, so I did get that right. Nice. Tsunoda, is he going to make a move down the inside into turn 4? I think he is. On Pierre Gasly, but Hamilton's going to try and get involved. Tsunoda down the inside, and I think Hamilton will try and get past Gasly as well round the outside. And maybe even on Verstappen, 2 cars in one corner, surely not. He'd have to use turn 6 to make it work. But he does, they're still side by side. Hamilton versus Tsunoda, and Hamilton is just about going to get the move done. As Tsunoda almost onto the grass, Lawson trying to get past Gasly as well. Gasly's lost 3 positions in about 2 corners. 2 or 3 corners. and snowed. I thought almost went to the back of Leclerc, Hamilton there. Lawson all over the back, and now Lawson gets into third place. That's a brilliant move from the Kiwi. Got his home race in a few weeks' time, about a month until the New Zealand Grand Prix. That'll be a good one. The first time F1's ever come to New Zealand will be at Highlands on the 7th of December. Of course, the New Zealand Grand Prix, normally a Formula Regional Oceania race, will now be a Formula 1 race. Hamilton at the second, Piastri leading. Albon in front of Herta, Maloney in front of Herta, Antonelli in front of Herta. He ain't gone off again, is he? Antonelli. I don't know. All I do know is his race has gone from good to awful. But now Piastri and Hamilton are kind of getting a gap as Hamilton goes very wide, and I think that gap is going to immediately diminish as Liam Lawson will catch up. Is there a safety car out? Why is everyone driving weirdly for? No idea, that was strange. But Piastri has a decent lead now. Russell's just been overtaken by Vesti. What is going on? What is going on in the back? What just happened there? Why are they driving so weirdly? Maloney almost goes off the track. Sorry, Bortoletto. Or they're both number 5, I can't even tell. And they're just driving really weirdly. I don't get that. It's just, why is it? Been really weird recently. At least one instance of weirdness of race at this point. Since Germany decided that they have a weird issue coming to the pit lane. What happened? Oh, Hamilton leads now, by the way. He hasn't won since the French Grand Prix of 2023, so he just does want a win to avoid being replaced after 1 year by Oliver Behrman, who probably will do a take it anyway. I don't think Hamilton will stay on a further year. What happened last week? That was weird. Or 2 weeks ago, sorry. Can't remember. Yeah. Wildcard next week. It'll be Franco Colapinto, of course, making his third start of the season. Little loophole that has two drivers. Drivers can only have raced in 2 Formula 1 Grand Prix. Colapinto's done 2. It was the Chinese Grand Prix where he actually got third place, and then a more disappointing. What's it called? Where was it? Belgian Grand Prix. That's it. And then he would have replaced. He probably would have raced for Williams in. Where was it? Germany and Bahrain as well, but he couldn't, or else he wouldn't be able to wildcard at his home Grand Prix. So Martin's on it instead. Because Martin still left 2 races to complete, so that's why people are just driving weirdly. I don't know why, but we are almost halfway through this race now. In fact, I think we are now halfway through. It might be the end of this lap actually. But lap 42 of 84, and I'm gonna go for a quick break, and then I'll see you at the end of this lap. Hello and welcome back to Mid Ohio, and I think I've gone for more. I think I've gone for 2 laps there, but it's a short lap. Forgive me. But yeah, still Piastri who leads Hamilton. Norris up to 3rd place. Snow down to 4th. Gasly 5th. Lawson 6th. Verstappen 7th. Antonelli I think in 8th. He's done very well again to catch up to the pack. And it's an Aston Martin. I thought so. Not much really happening at the moment. Bortoletti just got past George Russell. So Russell, since he's caught up to the pack of the pack, of course having to pit on the opening lap due to front wing damage, as Hamilton tries to take the lead off Piastri, and it's not going to work out. And now Norris all over the back of Hamilton. The 2 Brits going out with each other. And got a flying, I'm going to say Dutchman, but it's not, it's a Japanese. And are we going to see pit stop soon? We are over halfway distance, so I'm assuming the tyres from everyone aren't amazing, but they're not going to pit just yet. Where actually is Antonelli? I think that, no, maybe that is behind Stroll, Antonelli. Also, did I call that Verstappen? It's Tsunoda. That is Antonelli just behind Lance Stroll. So Antonelli's up to 9th place again. Antonelli has been flying, he's gone off twice. And he's still in the top 10. So doing very well. As now Norris down inside on Hamilton, and Norris gets up to 2nd place. And now Norris is the 2nd driver in a McLaren 1-2, as Lawson tries to get past Gasly. Antonelli sends it down inside on both of them, and that's a great move from Antonelli to get past and up into P5. So another great overtake going through that corner. And now he's right on the back of Max Verstappen. Are we going to see a move round the outside? No, we don't. He goes into the grass again. And Antonelli's gone off twice this race, and have multiple other grass excursions. Need to calm down. Try the track limit violations as well because of that. I don't know. Yeah. So McLaren 1-2 currently. Hamilton in 3rd. Antonelli all at the back of Verstappen. Lawson just behind him. Tsunoda, sorry. And then Verstappen just behind just behind Lawson. As Hamilton will make a move down inside on Piastri. He'll send it down inside, and he'll get back into 2nd place. It's Norris, sorry. And now Antonelli will try and get past Norris as well. And Norris has gone from 2nd to 5th in 2 corners. And now Antonelli's up to 4th place, and Lawson over the back of Norris as well. And who's that spun round? Almost. Was that is Antonelli who's gone off yet again? What happened there? Antonelli's gone off again. That's the 3rd time he's gone off, but that looked like an actual collision this time round. So we'll see what happened there. I'm being told Lando Norris was involved in that. So is it for the 2nd race in a row? Norris has crashed into that car. Of course, he spun Vesti at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Let's see. It's the exact same thing he did 2 weeks ago with Vesti. An over-ambitious lunge, which was clearly never going to work, and the car in front who rightfully takes his line and gets spun because of it. Like, that's not turning in, because at what point was Norris's wing ever, like, it was never alongside until the apex. That's a stupid move from Norris. And I'm sure he'll get a penalty for that. He got hold up anyway, but I'm sure Norris will get a penalty for that. And look at the whole cavoggle of cars there. But yeah, I expect Lando Norris to get the 2nd penalty in 2 weeks. Last week, Bahrain Grand Prix when he spun Vesti, it was a 10-second time penalty, and I'm sure it'll be the exact same this weekend. Of course, that was on Vesti. Just before that, it got a 5-second penalty for bump drafting Russell and then driving into the back of Norris. But this time, Anthony did nothing to Norris. So, yeah, we will see that it's already under investigation. Norris and Nave causing a collision. But for once, Antonelli has gone off the track and it's not been his fault. Let's put that out there now. It's Hamilton trying to get past Piastri, and will Hamilton take back the lead of the race? He does, And that is a great move from the Brit, the 7-time world champion. Shows why he is just that, and he leads the race. Now Piastri has to fight off his championship rival Yuki Tsunoda, and as soon as I say that, Tsunoda will go side by side of him. But I think Van der Valle is quite an ambitious move, place to make an overtake. He's not going to do it through the carousel though. He won't either. Verstappen trying to get past Liam Lawson. Red Bull versus VCARB, and I think VCARB will win the battle. It's been nice to see the junior team actually do well. I mean, I swear they're last in the championship actually. It's either them or Aston Martin. In fact, it probably is Aston Martin. But I'll have a look. Of course we'll have a look. Constructors, Championships. Yeah, it is VCARB by 5 bars. Hasn't updated. Hasn't been updated, so I don't know. But it's not been great for either team. Oh no, that's Sauber in 9th, sorry. And then it's Aston Martin. I forget that Aston Martin actually won a race. And then it's Ferrari, then Williams, and then big gap between Williams and Mercedes. Anyway, I'm going to go for a quick break, and I'll see you at the end of the next lap. Hello and welcome back to the Mid-Ohio, where Lawson's up to 2nd place. Can Lawson win a race for the first time since the 2024 Japanese Grand Prix? You never know. He could have a chance, as I thought the front wing fine there, but it's just a bird. No need to panic. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a. It's a. It is a bird. As Norris up to 2nd place, so the man who is under investigation for causing a collision with Antonelli is side by side of Liam Lawson, going that through turn 3, and will he get into 2nd place? He just about does, and the other outside I know, and he does, and that Lando Norris is up to 2nd place. Still no pit stops, despite being on lap 52, so I am slightly surprised with that, but yeah, I did say lap 50 and it's lap 52, so you never know. Yeah, it is Hamilton who still leads, Norris in 2nd, Lawson in 3rd, and there's a bit of a gap now between Lawson and Max Verstappen in 4th place, and then Yuki Tsunoda with a bit of a gap. Leclerc trying to get past Pierre Gasly, and he does, and is that Kimi Antonelli? Of course it is, up into 7th place now, round outside of almost everyone, and he's now up to 5th place, sorry. So Antonelli, despite going off again, is back up front again. Russell up to 9th as well, so the other Mercedes driver doing very well. 6th place, sorry, not 5th. Yeah, still doing really, really well. You cannot. He's deserved, in my opinion. Did he ever win? I mean, you never know. You never know. Now he's up to 3rd place, so yeah, definitely. Wait, is that? Yeah, it is him. The people pit actually. People surely pitted that lap. Because where's everyone gone? Yeah, they have pitted. Norris came in, Verstappen in, Bortoleto in. Bortoleto's off, so something's happened to him. And it's Herta off as well. They've come together clearly, Herta and Bortoleto, and that's Herta's race going from bad to worse. The wildcard not having a good race ever since turn 1 really. Norris also came in, Verstappen in. No, Verstappen's jumped Norris. Piastri in second place. I mean, in the lead. No, Hamilton's lead, or people have just pitted. Spearman's already pitted. We'll get a replay of Herta and Bortoleto shortly. I just want to see how people are doing in front. Bortoleto's got out of it, and Herta is in 20th place. So I'm assuming he's got to pit this lap then. As Antonelli actually leads this race, he does dive into the pit. So does Lawson. So does Tsunoda. Russell stays out. And so does Doon, who's not got a front wing. So what has happened there is everyone else comes in really, apart from the people that pitted earlier on. Drogovic, Albon. Oh, it's Gasly without a front wing. So what's happened to the Frenchman? Let's get a quick replay of it. Surely it would have been just before they came into the pits. Oh, it's the back of his teammate. That is such a shame. This is not the first time the two Alpines to come together. And he almost runs it over as well. That's a huge shame for Pierre Gasly. As we reach 8 o'clock UK time, 3 PM local time, it's Russell who leads Albon, who leads Drogovic, who leads Gasly, who's going to be coming to the pits to start to change that front wing. Then it's Behrman, then it's Antonelli versus Hamilton, so they've both come in, and it's Antonelli and Hamilton who've had the biggest advantage in that pit lane sequence, and by quite a bit I think. Top 5 of course still need to come in, as I thought someone went off there. As they go through the carousel side by side, who's going to get the lead? It'll be Antonelli still. This is great battling by the pair. As most healthy people come in, and I think there's just one person yet to pit. Who that is, I don't know. Why is it doing this? It's really annoying. But, oh, is that the person that's able to come in? No, that's Bortoleto a lap down. But it's Oliver Behrman, who of course pitted a lap later than the people that originally pitted in the opening lap. So I'm not surprised there. Piastri is actually closing in. Bortoleto, though, could massively hold up this battle. They're going to be 3 wide almost going into turn 4. They are going to be 3 wide. And Antonelli will lead it from Hamilton, from Bortoleto, who's of course a lap down. Let's get. I want to watch this battle. This does look quite decent. Yeah, you know, let's get a replay of what happened between Bortoleto and Herta. He's ruined both of their races. And Bortoleto's actually last now, so behind Esteban Ocon. Ocon might have to pit? I don't know. He might have already pitted. And that might be Ocon there. And Herta could be a lap down. In fact, he probably is. This will be here. So what happened? Is it the usual pit entry incident issues? I'm assuming so. Borto's already there. But then Herta comes in and most normal F1 fantasy pit incident, to be fair. So what happened to Gabby then? One wildcard, one replacement driver going off, and he's going around outside of everyone, and I'm assuming he just doesn't want to pit. But the people to his right do, yep, Scientist out the way, and again, most normal F1 fantasy pit incident. Let's get back live. There we go. So yeah, still Antonelli leading. If Hamilton just behind, and then it is Piastri a little bit behind that. I'm going to go for a quick break, and I'll see you afterwards. Welcome back to Mid Ohio, where it's still Hamilton leading Antonelli, Bortoleto just behind them, and Piastri just behind Bortoleto. Then I think that is Verstappen further back, starting to catch up. Bortoleto all over the back. Where on earth is Kimi Antonelli going? I'm not going to let Bortoleto through. Not a position, but that's going to let Piastri put so much pressure on the Italian. And I'm assuming Antonelli will just try and get past him. It's just weird racing. 59 of 84, so we are very close to being done now. I'm assuming that is Sonoda and not Verstappen. No, maybe it is Verstappen, because Verstappen, I think, yeah, it would be Verstappen. Because if you remember, he did jump Lando Norris, who is just there in the background as well. I'm assuming they'll catch up with each other sooner or later. Is Antonelli trying to get past that Bortoleto? Go down the back straight. Is Bortoleto going to make a move on Hamilton? Actually, he is down the inside, and Bortoleto unlaps himself. Of course, no blue flag rules in Formula 1 anymore, so they are just racing it out. And Antonelli then straight away sends it down inside on Hamilton. Now he leads the race. Hamilton fights that back though, and is he going to make it work? Almost goes wide there. They make big contact, and now Antonelli drops to third place. So that's all that Antonelli's making there, in my opinion. But, oh well. Yeah, I'm going to go for a quick break. I'll let you watch this battle for a lap or two, and I'll see you afterwards. Hello and welcome back to where is it? Mid Ohio, where people are starting to catch back up with each other. I'm currently having a very nice pizza. It's Piastri, no Norris, no it is Piastri. Gets the lead of the race. Hamilton's back down to second. Verstappen in third place. Anthony down to fourth place. So he got overtaken by Verstappen at some point. There's Verstappen there all over the back of his championship rival from 2021. Where on earth is Kimi Antonelli going? I don't know if you saw in the background there, him flying off the track through turn 3. It's not a difficult corner. Now he's down to 10th place, so Kimi, calm it. What actually happened there? So he's gets on the grass and then decides to break himself. I thought it was way more all over the place than originally, but okay. And he almost hits his teammate. Goodness me. 10-second time penalty, by the way, for Lando Norris for causing a collision. Don't know why it took so long to award that, but that is the decision for spinning Antonelli out just before the pit stops. And I am not surprised in the slightest about that, because it's the same penalty that he got 2 weeks ago for the carbon copy incident, really. So yeah, not surprised there. Liam Lawson back up, by the way. I was surprised he's able to stay here. And some absolutely brilliant battling going on here between the top 5, and it's Hamilton back into lead of the race. Piastri was second, now he's third, because Lawson into second place. Then we've got Norris versus Verstappen just behind as well. Of course, Norris, remember, with a 10-second time penalty, and Nelly back up to 6th place. After, oh no, that's George. I had George Russell. I had George Russell, a huge comeback drive from him, and he could score some big points there today. And that is huge for him. It's the pole sitter in third currently. Norris putting a lot of pressure on Verstappen. But Russell is wanting Verstappen to slow Norris down a little bit so he can get the position. Because 4 points is the gap going into this race. Was it 4 or was it 5? I can't remember. Second place on the grid, by the way. Sainz down to 16th place. Now 17th place as Gasly gets past him. Now Gasly has a bit of front wing damage. I think it's still Ocon the only car a lap down. I don't think Antonelli is anymore. I mean, not Antonelli. Leto, sorry. Don't think he is anymore. Herta also is a long way back. And then Behrman in 19th place. No, 18th, sorry. They're a long way back from Sainz. Actually, is that a long way back? It's not that far back. But it's still Hamilton, who leads Lawson, who leads Oscar Piastri. Verstappen in fourth, Russell now right behind Lando Norris as Verstappen tries to get past Oscar Piastri, and it's not going to work out. And now the gaps I think are a bit too big for any overtakes apart from Verstappen on Piastri still. So are we going to see him move into 4? He's going to send it down the inside, is he? Yes, he is. And Verstappen will go up to P3 as he pushes Piastri a little bit wide there. And now Norris will try and get in front as Leclerc's got in front of Russell as well. As the two Mercedes drivers still battle it out. Vesti versus Doohan's going on further back as well. And I'm watching none of these battles. They must be side by side all over each other. As soon as they're not side by side. They want to come away from it. It's now Stroll and Tsunoda getting involved. Tsunoda's dropped off hugely since the pit stop window. He's down to 12th place, which is not great for him. Anyway, let's see how turn 4 will go this time. I'm assuming there won't be any move going through the keyhole. There aren't. Actually, no, there is, because Verstappen's going to try and go down the inside on Liam Lawson. And Lawson won't get the move done just yet. Verstappen will have the slipstream that Lawson doesn't have as strong of, but Norris right behind as well. So are we going to see a move from Norris? No, we're not. Norris will hold off. No, we won't. He will try and send it down inside on Lawson. Lawson will lose 2 positions in one corner, and Verstappen up to second. And Norris, nope, never mind. Lawson holds on, or does he? Through the S's, they're side by side, but no. Norris does have to back out, and now Piastri's all over the back of him. Leclerc's all over the back of Piastri, and Russell's just watching on with Antonelli just behind as well. This is a great race. And side by side with Thunder Valley, we don't see that much. And Leclerc will get in front of Piastri, and now Russell versus Antonelli, the two Mercedes drivers side by side. Antonelli wants that win, that debut win in Formula 1. If we get 14 laps to go, 71 of 84. That'd be around 14.5 minutes, I think. With the lap times they go, no one's gone over under sub 1 minute so far this race. I think qualifying could have been possible, but it wasn't, unfortunately. That record has definitely been beaten from IndyCar. Well, power with that one until now. It's King Antonelli with the current fastest lap as he sends it down the inside on his teammate, and they're side by side going through the S's, and I think Antonelli will have the move done, and he does, and he's up to 7th place now. And then they're still side by side, Russell fighting back, and Russell does get in front of him, as now Leclerc gets in front of Norris as well, so he's up to 4th place, and Verstappen is in front of Liam Lawson. But Hamilton's still in front, and McLaren is still going at it. And that's perfect for George Russell. But something tells me Verstappen's looking racy. Won on once already this year, and now at the Bulgarian Grand Prix. As Lawson goes very wide there through the keyhole, and that will easily let Leclerc through, and I think Piastri as well. He'll have a huge slipstream. Lawson with a huge mistake coming out of that corner. And I think Piastri won't send it down the inside, but he will send it down the inside as George Russell on Lando Norris. And now Antonelli trying to get the move as well. And it's not quite going to work out, or is it? He does. Almost. Side by side, still very close. These two have already come together once this race. And Antonelli, he will be very aggressive with the brick, considering what he did earlier to him. Of course, with a 10-second time penalty of Lando Norris. And now Gasly as well, getting in front of Norris as well. And I mean, it's kind of good for his championship, but the championship I think is over at this point for Jack Doohan. But not for Oscar. I mean, he's 5th place, and if Norris doesn't score any points, then who knows. And Antonelli now trying to catch back up after losing a bit of time. I think he was very aggressive with Norris because of what happened earlier. But Russell up to 4th place now. He gets in front of Liam Lawson and Oscar Piastri. And now we're going to see any moves to the turn 4. We are, because Leclerc was trying to send one on Max Verstappen, and he does, and now we've got a Ferrari 1-2. It's a third team to have a 1-2 at any point during the race. But Verstappen will fight back, and they are so close that Leclerc is going to get the move done. And now Antonelli is Norris. What have to do and be taken by Stroll and Norris. There's scraps going on further back. I need to work out which Mercedes is which. Russell is in front of Antonelli, okay. So Russell's the one trying to overtake Liam Lawson. Lawson is in front. Now Antonelli versus Norris through the exit of the carousel. And Antonelli wins that battle. Russell isn't going to make a move into turn 1. These lot are going for it. They are going for it. 74 of 84. 11 laps to go. 10 after this one. Remember, we do often see some pit stops towards closing stages of races because people just haven't saved tyres enough. Of course, they do try and go hard to softs and do a one stop, but it doesn't always work out for everyone. Sometimes people manage to one stop, sometimes people don't, so you never know what happened in the final 11 races. It could be one, say Drogovic held on his tyres enough, he could still win this race, who knows. It's happened before, and it could always happen again. I think it actually happened to Drogovic, the Turkish Grand Prix. It was just a random, what's it called, example. It's Verstappen through the carousel, down inside on Charles Leclerc, and he's not quite going to get it done, and now Lawson will fight for it. But I think he's going to back out and try to do something into the keyhole, or maybe turn 4. But Russell is all over the back of Lawson as well. Antonelli with a slightly different line, trying to catch back up to his teammate. There's Russell down the inside and through the keyhole, and I was right. Wait, no, wasn't Lawson? Oh, I don't know. I have memory of a goldfish sometimes. But Lawson will send it down the inside into 4. No, he won't. Can that invite Antonelli? No, it won't. A Stroll hits him off the track there. That was a bit of argy-bargy from the Canadian. The Stroll now has to defend on Lando Norris. And I'm assuming Norris will get the position pass. I don't know if that'll get a penalty or not, by the way, from Stroll. It might have just been a bit of a bang more than anything. Nothing too major. But we are very close to the end of this race, and we're getting more and more likely that people won't end up pitting, and this will be how it ends with these people, with these drivers at the front of the field. But still, overtakes can be made. As Verstappen makes one on Charles Leclerc, and he's going to again try and get into second place. This time they'll be side by side. Who's going to have the split between Hamilton? It won't be a very strong one, but Verstappen will get the move done. He'll have the inside line. Leclerc will try and fight around the outside. Verstappen though will swoop round the outside. Russell versus Lawson's right behind them as well. Verstappen into second place. Antonelli's going to try and get past both of them. His teammate and Liam Lawson. It's not going to work out though. Russell does stay in front of Lawson. And Antonelli now needs to get past the Kiwi, and he does, and Lawson goes wide. I don't know if that was a Lawson mistake or an aggressive move. From what's going on? Why is everyone slowing down? What is going on here? Is Leclerc going to get to the lead of the race? Yes, he is. What is happening? What's going on? That was really strange. Everyone decided to slow down there. I don't really get that, but okay. It's not the first time it's been weird. I don't know. Verstappen down to 4th. Which Mercedes is that in 3rd? Is that Antonelli still? They're doing it again down the back straight. What on earth is going on? But it's Leclerc who leads Hamilton. I mean, that's George Russell in 3rd place. Just trying to get past Verstappen. Antonelli there in 5th place. Lawson just behind, watching on. And then that's one of the McLarens just behind. Let me focus on Leclerc. No, that's not Leclerc, that's Ocon. Here we go. Leclerc leading Hamilton. George Russell in 3rd place. Verstappen in 4th. Lawson in 5th. So Lawson got past Antonelli again. Norris is the one in 7th place, also trying to get past Antonelli. They're side by side with the carousel. Norris has to almost slam on the brakes. They're doing it again. What is going on here? Well, Antonelli almost goes onto the grass there. What happened to Antonelli? Now there's just been a collision by the back. I think there's a huge smoke coming out one of the Red Bulls. Yuki Tsunoda, the championship contender, I think is out of this race. Is he? Yes, he is. Tsunoda's got a huge damage. And questions have got to be raised there. Why are they driving like idiots? Quite frankly. Because that's what it is. Idiotic driving. What happened to Sonoda? Go on board. See grass being kicked up there. And he just gets taken out by the Alpine. I think Jack Doohan. Was it Gasly? It was one of them. 'Cause now they're side by side of each other. It was Doohan. Who just turned into him? What on earth was that about? I don't know if they get a penalty for that or not, considering everyone was being weird, but yeah, I don't know. That was really strange. Incredibly weird. And I think we're missing very good battles for the lead. So I apologise for that. And oh, Anthony's gone off the track again. I just had to quickly pause that. What happened there? There's people coming to the pits, and then Russell spins his own teammate. Hamilton in. I told you people would have to make pit stops. Hamilton in, Verstappen in, Russell in. A lot of championship contenders into the pits. So I want to watch Leclerc and Antonelli though. I'm gone too far, right? No, hang on. Whoopsie. Second now. And there we go. So Hamilton down to 8th place. A few people pitting there. So I'm assuming Snowden's out of the race. He is. Ocon's got huge damage again. That's the second time this race he's lost the rear wing. We'll see what happened there in a second. I'm also getting told something happened between Antonelli and Lawson just before the Snowden incident, to get a replay of that. But we've got 5 laps though. A battle for the lead could be happening here. Antonelli has got Bortoleto in front of him a lap down. But Antonelli would be right behind him, I think, if it wasn't for Leclerc coming. Antonelli, sorry, getting spun around by his teammate almost. We have 5 laps to go. Charles Leclerc, last win was the US Grand Prix, and there's a dangerously parked Red Bull on the apex there through turn 5. That's very safe, isn't it? I'm surprised we haven't got a safety car, to be honest, but oh well. Snowden's race over, unfortunately, and a huge hit to his championship chances as well with that. But no championship contenders are really near the front. Behrman 12th, Russell 14th, Piastri 15th, Norris 16th. Of course, that would be probably to do with his penalty being served, although he is literally still right behind them. Doing 18th, he's, I think, had a stop-go for that incident with Snowden. Yes, he has. That's been confirmed. Given and taken by Jack Doohan. A 10-second stop-go for causing that collision. It's a really dangerous move, that, from the Alpine driver. Is Charles Leclerc. Antonelli is catching up though. Oh, my students again, great. Apologies. Probably shouldn't have been on my phone there. Come on, where's the cursor gone? Oh, for goodness sake. Why is it doing this? Hello, thank you. And watch out for the leaders. Anthony sends him down the inside and he goes wide, and with 2.5 laps to go, of course we almost missed that. Anthony almost going off the track there. Now Gasly might get past him, but Bortoleto is unlapped himself, so it's no cars now between Leclerc and Antonelli. So could we have, just like the US Grand Prix last year, a late move for the lead? Last time it was Leclerc on George Russell. Is it going to be another Mercedes on Ferrari, but this time Antonelli getting past Charles Leclerc? Or is it going to be a penultimate lap move? Because Antonelli, who's been a very overtakey all race long, has one more overtake to make, and he'll be a Grand Prix winner in Formula 1 as Gasly sends it down the inside, and Gasly gets into second place now. So that is huge for Antonelli's chances of winning. That is massive. But Antonelli will be right on the back of him. And he's going to seize all over the back of Gasly. He'll send one down the inside into turn 4. Which he does. And he'll try and hold off the Alpine driver. He does. And Anthony up to second place. Gasly is third place. He's been very consistent so far this year, apart from a few off races. But I think a third place here will be very good for the Frenchman. But now, once they exit the carousel, it will be one lap to go, and the white flag will be out. You can see the Penske flags in the background for Joseph Newgarden. Why? I don't know. No, he ain't here, is he? But white flag is out of mid-Ohio, and we have one lap to go. And is Agnelli gonna make a move for the lead? He's right behind Charles Leclerc, down the inside into the keyhole. Is that gonna work? It is gonna work. Agnelli into the lead of the race. And just like 1 year ago, it's a move on the final lap of the lead of the race to decide the win. And it's a car that went off the track early on in it. Leclerc crashed in the US Grand Prix last year at Watkins Glen, going through toe, I think, but Leclerc makes the move back into the lead, but Antonelli will fight back through China Beach. But no, he's not going to work out, and now Gasly almost getting past. Gasly puts a wheel on the grass, and Antonelli is the lead of the race leader, sorry. And he has a decent gap as well, and I think it will be done. The 19-year-old Italian, never won in Formula 1 before. He's had barely any starts. I know he's had more starts than some that have won this year, but it's finally going to happen for him after so many races of trying. Round the final corner, it'll be Kimi Antonelli who wins the US Grand Prix as he goes onto the grass as he crosses the line. Leclerc in second. It's so close, but it's not going to be a repeat winner for the US Grand Prix. Gasly in third place as well as Antonelli goes through the chicane that the Motor America bikes use. But what a race that was, and what a drive from Kimi Antonelli. Fourth place, what a drive that is from Felipe Drugovich. Fifth is Vesti as well, that's another good result from him. Can he revive his Formula 1 career? Of course, there's 2 open seats at Cadillac. So the Cadillac driver in IMSA, could he get one of those seats? Who knows? Hamilton 7th, Lawson in 8th, I think it's okay. Could have done a lot better, but 8th place is alright. Albon in 9th place, and Behrman, the sole championship contender to score a point this week on the race, not including Piastri, who of course got the pole position point. He got an 11th place. Russell 12th, Stroll 13th, Norris down to 14th place. One measly point is all that was scored by a championship contender, and it's gone to Oliver Behrman. And that 1 point could be so important. And what on earth is Anthony doing? Not going to ask. Let's get a replay then. Where's Antonelli? Of him and Lawson apparently had a little incident when everyone was being weird. And it's when Tsunoda went off. Have we had that incident yet or not? We don't think we have, so I need to go back a little bit more. Going forward a little bit more, sorry. Might have been this lap. Yeah, because there's Lawson making the move. And let's see, they all just start slowing down. And then... oh, goodness me. Lawson just slammed on the brakes. And that very almost could have been race ruined for Kimi Antonelli. And it is just really, really dangerous, some of these moves. But I don't think what everyone was doing... they must have been some sort of dash on their steering wheel, maybe. I don't know. But what happened at Ocon? I'm getting told that it was also Antonelli involved with what happened with Ocon. That's him getting spun in the pit lane. And there'll be a lap later. Oh no, here's Ocon. And, oh, that was... obviously, the yellow flags are meant to be out. He's slipstreaming Ocon. He obviously can't see that there's a Yuki Tsunoda there. Hang on, let me go here. Driver's eye of Antonelli. I'm assuming he wouldn't have been able to see that Tsunoda was there. He had absolutely no chance he would have seen him. And then, oh, it's a big incident. Let's go off board. See that. See, that compares, I've already mentioned the Indy Next crash earlier on this year, and he's hit Sonoda as well as Ocon. I'll go on board with Ocon to see what happened from his POV. See, and Ocon is right behind Antonelli when he went off. And then sends it through the keyhole. And obviously he can see Sonoda there. He probably would have hit him anyway. He's not even like moving. That's a really weird incident. But yeah, let's go through your results then. The US Grand Prix called Sonoda out after that incident. Ocon was basically out of it a lap down from lap 1 when he lost his rear wing. Bortoleto in 19th, Herta in 18th. They had some weird incident in the pit lane. Doohan 17th, that's definitely his championship over. Maloney 16th, Sainz 15th from second on the grid, really disappointing. Norris 14th, championship leader. He'll keep that championship lead due to everyone else not doing great. Stroll 13th, Russell another championship contender 12th, Piastri a distant championship contender. It's not what he would have wanted. He has got a position from the a point from the pole position yesterday, but it's still not ideal. And then Behrman as well. He want to capitalise on all these not doing great. It's only 10th, but after he's been nowhere for the whole race, so it's not too bad, I guess. And we've got Albon 9th, Lawson 8th. Finally, a decent result for him. Hamilton 7th, Verstappen 6th, Vesti in 5th place. It's another good result from the Dane, who's trying to impress Cadillac. Maybe, of course, he has got ties to them already. But Drogovic in 4th. He has also got ties to Cadillac, and a good result from him. It's his best result since the Italian Grand Prix where he got a podium. But yeah, he did drive for Cadillac alongside Vesti at the Daytona 24 Hours last year, so maybe they will have a seat next year. Who knows? Maybe they want to commit to IMSA. But then we've got Gasly in 3rd, Leclerc in 2nd, then for the first time in his career it's Kimi Antonelli who wins the second race in a row that car has won a race. Of course, Vesti won in it whilst replacing Antonelli at Bahrain. And it's another first time winner this year. We've had a lot. We've had Pourchaire, we've had Boyer, we've had Antonelli, we've had Doohan, we've had technically Yuki Tsunoda, we've had Vesti. So yeah, decent year all round. But yeah, next week is the Argentine Grand Prix. I'll get some times for you. We have sprint qualifying at 7:30 UK time. Not clear what time it is local. Sprint is at 3 PM UK time on a Saturday, and then we got qualifying on a Sunday at 2 PM, and then 6 PM is lights out for the Argentinian Grand Prix at Autodromo Oscar y Juan Galvez. I think I pronounced that horribly. But yeah, we will see you for that one. Goodbye.